friends. Our today's presentation is about how to win the hearts of kids. And we will go along a whole journey of creating the true children's experience and a children's product, from researching until product creation and promotion. We already did something at Dodo for this audience: kids' rooms, special equipment, painting facilities, but we never did anything great, anything that will help us to win the audience over, to win their hearts. In 2021, when you said that our focus should be parents with kids, we launched a big research. We researched our competitors. What do they do? Which products do they launch? Which communication campaigns do they run? We also asked our customers, what do you like at Dodo and what do you kids miss at Dodo? We also phoned them and we asked them to tell us more specifically. We tried out our hypothesis. We asked, which product are we missing? What is not yet available at Dodo that kids would love? After learning a little bit more about our competitors and about our customers, we realized that we are in need of a radical change. And that change came along as our own set of toys. At this point in time, we started searching across various movies and various cartoons, and of course we got lost in the ocean of amazing characters. We even thought about creating our own character, but we thought again. Because moving into such a highly competitive market for the first time, you have to be armed with a well-known license that the audience loves and knows. And it was back then when we launched a big bid competition about selecting the right license, and we never knew how we're going to be greeted by the licensors. We thought that all of them have big queues knocking on their doors, but we realized actually that next to us sits a great brand that everybody wants to partner with, and all of licensors who we referred to were super happy to start something with us, and we had an opportunity to choose, and there were three main criteria that we selected against. First, it's our client's choice. We ran polls and we asked our customers which movies and cartoons their kids watch. Second, it's the overall popularity of the title. And third, it's the terms. And somewhere where these three factors converge, we selected three top licenses we wanted to partner with. The first one were BBBS, second Fixies, and three Kitties. We don't know what we're going to do next. We will still analyze the experience, and maybe, looking back and taking stock, we will be able to select the best character. After we selected the titles, we put down our first draft plan. What will follow what? When are we going to launch? Of course, the plan had to be updated, amended, extended, and detailed. But after that, we had to move on to the next most complicated stage: producing toys. Producing toys takes place in China. We've never launched 600,000 toys at one point in time. We never produced anything in China. We never knew how to do it. And actually, we wanted to produce the best toy out there. It was our overarching objective to make a great quality toy. We never had a right to err. We couldn't allow ourselves to receive poor quality. We can't really say to the manufacturers, sorry, we never ordered that, that's not our batch. That's why it was a super responsible job, and it was a super responsible decision to make such a big move. But we made it, and our toys came out to be of good quality, great plastics. They are small size, they're very dense, they have movable parts of the body, they are not smelling any chemistry, and they're super cool if you watch from all angles. Here's my favorite toy called Valley, and he's real big. And what's perfect is that the customers notice the quality. Of course, parents are very demanding as an audience, and it's great that they can notice such things. And of course, helping us out in this move was our partner looks good, which we selected together with our supply chain department that got enrolled in the project. Our partner looks good helped Disney to launch their toys. It's a very demanding organization, and I think the partner is a very robust one, a very stable, and we went along this path together, hand in glove. Of course, launching and creating a collection of toys is not a simple task. Of course, it is very hard, but it seems that what's even harder is to prepare and present a product that kids like. And now, Victoria, our marketologist, in terms of the products, will tell us about it. Thank you very much. Toma, thank you very much. Friends, let's talk about products. The first thing we thought when this task was vested to us, actually, we wanted to approach it from various angles. We got inspired by McDonald's, a huge corporation, and we thought that a kids menu should look like potatoes plus something else, like rolls or pancakes, potato pancakes. We also had a couple of other ideas. Maybe we thought it should be a small-sized pizza or part of a small-sized pizza and chips. We tested these ideas out in our pizza houses, and they never jumped. We never got the response we hoped, and the feedback was so-so. And we felt ourselves that we could do more, we could do better. We even had a situation when our chef, who participated in the product development, said, "No, guys, I would never buy such a kids menu to my kid. We can do more. Let's start from the very beginning." So we start from scratch. We get together for a brainstorming. We generated lots of ideas, something that can come out with the pizza, because pizza is our main product. We have various ideas. Pizza with sparkles. We had pizza with sweet candy. We had pizza with marshmallow. And we were planning to launch all of that. These are not jokes. But according to our survey, two concepts won. It's a bear-shaped pizza and a smiley-shaped pizza. Back then, we already knew that we will be collaborating with BB Bear's franchise, and we fell in love with the bear pizza, and we decided to carry out our tests and experiments. This is the first MVP. We cut out a template from paper, and you see that the nozzle of the bear is overlaid with salami. It looks fine, but we still wanted to deliver so that the reality never fails to meet the expectations, as you can see on that picture. We already had a chance to bake something that looks like something else. We had a heart-shaped pizza. We thought that this experience can be very good and fitting for this new product. As soon as we realized the shape, we needed to crack our brains about the recipe, and the recipe needs to hit the hearts of kids in the bullseye, and it should consist of the most children ingredients. Which ingredients are those? We needed to ask our audience for that. Of course, we also asked about some of the non-favorite ingredients, so that we can avoid stuff that kids don't eat. Currently, our pizza was assembled from the most loved ingredients, and then we came up with another idea. What if we can add some chips on top of pizza, because kids like chips. We had an experience already baking and making rustic type pizza. We assembled our new idea. We tried it out in our real pizza house. That's how the template, the mock-up, looks. And then we got a lot of feedback about the shape. The shape was loved. Potatoes and chips on top were loved. The recipe hit the bullseye, and the decision was made to roll out across the whole chain with the current recipes. And here's our launch. That's how the real pizza template looks like. But there's one thing that I need to say. We were not launching right away. We knew that the shape is very complicated, and it's important to control the launch. That's why, when we launched, we never had any advertising to support us during the first week, and we collected all the feedback that came to our stores. We collected it, we processed, and we responded to our partners, to our pizza houses, to our colleagues, what they should note, what they should take into account to make the product even better, any mistakes that they can amend and correct. And because of that, after some time, we reduce the amount of complaints to a minimum. And I think the most important thing that came out of it was the TV advertising campaign. In the end, I would like to give you 4 outcomes, 4 lessons that we learned after we launched the product. First, listen to your audience. If you want to hit into the bullseye, if you want to take their hearts, listen to them. And feel free to experiment. Be open for experimentation, but be ready to start from scratch. Be ready to scrap everything you did before. And that's how we worked. Third, launch gradually. If your product is a complicated one, don't rush. Don't try to do everything in one point of time. The most important thing is quality. And last but not least in this list, be ready for a feedback, and be ready not only to collect the feedback but also to give feedback and be able to listen, because of the feedback you will be able to come up with a product that you wanted to deliver, and your reality will not fail to meet the expectation. Now, friends, let's have a look at the ad and then to Tamar again.
Вместе к пицце путь пройдем.
Приготовьте фишки.
Для игры всех соберем.
И для передышки.
Новый вкус изобрели эти шалунишки. Закажи и собери Додо Мимимишки.
Friends, I hope, well, once again, hello everyone. I hope that the tune will stick, and for the couple of days you'll keep singing la la la. But let me pass on to one of the most important stage of creating perfect communication. When you have a project which is a franchise or a license, it's not that you just buy rights and license for characters and you use them the way you want. No, you have to agree a lot of things. Each element of your ad campaign needs to be approved and agreed. Every time a licensor comes to you, they come with a guidebook and a rule book. How can you use the characters? We didn't want just to take the license, BB Bears, and to fully translate it to our mock-ups, to our templates. We wanted to do something more. We wanted to marry the 2 brands, to marry the 2 moods and the 2 different companies. And in order to do that, we had to go deep into their world. Here's our designer, Max, in the evenings watching the BB Bears cartoons, and I hope that it's his favorite cartoon right now. Only by going deep into the world of the character, into the cartoon itself, into the script and stories, you can understand what can you do in your own world. For example, in our pizza world, we integrated the proprietary BB Bears colors, the worlds of BB Bears, and only by doing so we created this beautiful world that will create not just the new audience, but will make our current audience fall in love. And we combined lots of things into one single customer experience. We had an interactive box. We also had good quality toys. We also have an unforgettable shape of the pizza. And all of that created a comprehensive wow effect for our customer, for the audience. Here at the screenshot, you see a feedback from our franchisee partner, who in St. Petersburg once overheard how a family discussed what they remembered most from St. Petersburg. It was a pizza with chips and a fox toy that they received as a present. And I think this is real great and cool for a project. So went along a whole path of creating kids' experience and kids' product, and in the final, I wanted to invite you to participate in a real Mimi rave, or BB rave, which we launched only recently. If you want to take part in it, you will see it in a short movie, and after that there's going to be another video about Drink It, which turned 1 year recently. Thank you.
Додо всех нас соберет, потанцуем вместе. Ручкой правой потряси, покружись на месте. Прыгни влево, прыгни вправо, порычи как мишка. Обними скорее маму, Мими рейв малышка. Мими рейв, Мими рейв малышка.
was tagged in Fyodor's post comments that we are searching for a coffee shop or we're ready to buy a coffee shop because we're developing a coffee startup. And I wrote a very voluminous letter: who I am, which champions I participated and when, which books I translate, where did I work, and how can I be of use. And I suggested we meet in my coffee shop, and I was waiting for the answer. Nastya does coffee for so many years. Without resources, she opened a small coffee shop called Drink It. And this story is very similar to Dodo's story, and I saw an inspired person who gets really inspired by the product, and I was searching for a person like that. The coolest memory I've got was when we opened in an empty office because we had a lockdown. I don't think it's a bold move to open a coffee shop during the pandemic. We shouldn't be afraid. Circumstances like weather. You've got what you've got. And I want our company to stay the same. And I believe we should never stop. We should always search for creative solutions. Hello, we are at Drink It coffee store at Mega Plaza. This coffee shop opened just a year ago, and for the whole year we've been running very successfully. What have we got? We have got smart delivery. Why it's smart? Because as soon as the order is ready, the number and the name of the guest appears here. And the guest sees right away that his or her order is ready. He or she sits in the room and takes the order. Also, you can see our amazing crew of baristas. Hello, good morning, friends. I can't really say that the opening was super easy. We had our own hiccups and bumps on the road, but we were a super team, and the most important thing is it turned very successfully. What was important for us, me and Anastasia, we wanted to have returning customers coming back for the taste. We are there for everyone. We're accessible and we are comprehensible for every guest. We had many cases when a person came and originally they didn't want to give their name. They never communicated with us. But these people, in the end of the day, turned out to be the most friendly of our guests. Service, this word, comes from the word to serve, to help others. Some people help others when delivering medical services, others entertaining them, but we're serving coffee. And we are memorizing our guests, we're memorizing what they talk to us about, and we can keep on every conversation they come to us with. What's real important is the quality of every cup you prepare. It's important how our guests feel in the cafeterias. When I joined the team and I started going deep into the business, I realized very soon that people come to us not for a tasty coffee. People come to us for emotions. People come to us to recharge. We're creating a drinking magic, a coffee magic, and we're creating it by means of technologies. We see that by using our advantages, our innovative approach, combining retail business with innovations, we're capable of delivering something completely new, something very interesting, and we're making a breakthrough. Our mobile application caters for our guest. If he or she drinks soya-based milk drinks, next up, if he or she forgets of ordering such a drink, we can do it for himself or herself. And we are not afraid of telling our customers to go and see our competitors, because then they will see that our processes are very streamlined, and after they come back, they will become loyal for life. Our barista, Masha, works for 4 months in a company, but very soon she'll be opening a coffee shop in Moscow City. My objective is to make sure that every person who never had anything to do with coffee became a great barista, knew the taste of good coffee and knew what needs to be done to make it better, how to organize a beautiful foam art. Coffee and business are two whales on which we are standing. All of our meetings start up with coffee, and we develop our coffee expertise because each and every one of us needs to be an expert in coffee. It smells of black currant or something. What I'm motivated by is that I've got an opportunity, or rather opportunities that company gives to me, and I've got skills that I can combine with such opportunities. And by doing so, I can build something greater, something that I can take pride in. And what we're doing right now is we're building our own universe. We are forming our team to make a strong brand in the coffee market. What I believe our power is, it's the people who create a beautiful product and a service. Everyone has got his own or her own background. Each has got his or her own expertise. They bring something unusual. We work in a flow. It's the synergy between design and development, and it leads to everyone feeling comfortable. We are not limited by just keeping our conversations closed down in the work environment. We have joined hobbies. If not for these guys, I would never be here. I would never stayed here, and it would be very hard for me to sustain all the hardships and the difficulties of the business, because the flow of tasks is so intensive. We're like school friends. It feels like coming back at school every morning and we start arguing, or we get together and agree, but we follow our dream. I'm dreaming about opening drink kits in Sweden and Japan. I'm dreaming about operational excellence. I want to launch an operational model that will encompass everyone and will make everyone feel great. The teams, the management. I see Nastya looking down at me and smiling. What I'm dreaming about, I really want to have drink it in Japan, because I love Eastern and Oriental culture. I like the essence, the philosophy of it. And the second thing I'm dreaming about is that when every teenager comes to his or her parents, Mom, Dad, I want to be a barista, they can say, we're happy for your choice. Please do. I really want each and every of our coffee shop to have a professional barista in it, who will have a sparkle in their eye, who can tell amazing things about the product. We want to scale up crafty things into massive things, into real serious things, and we really get inspired by stories of guys who were baristas and then they turned into coffee shop owners and managers, because they're the only ones who can deliver a great experience to our guests. I want Drink It to be known around the globe, so that when my kids grow up and they can go travel somewhere, they could call me back and they say, we're at a Drink It cafe right now. I want to be a part of a coffee revolution. When we're gonna conquer this market, ordering coffee through an application, what I'm dreaming about is scaling up, thanks to our systemic approach to management, so that we can scale up the quality of great coffee. And if we can learn to do that, if we can deliver a product like that, our business is gonna be great. But it will just be a consequence of this amazing product. Alright, I can only share in and join in the congratulations, drink it, happy birthday, carry on being so amazing, sky is the limit, as they say. And now we move on with our presentation. Alright, my name is Lila, and I'm responsible for PR and for corporate communications in this organization. And if you just yawned, there's nothing for me to blame you for, because it's 8 something in the morning, and let me say it again, corporate communications. I think this combination of words momentarily makes you sleepy, dizzy, sad, and blue, but I'm gonna use a trick right now. Is everybody ready? I'm gonna pronounce yet another mouthful of a word a corporate book. And if it produced another yawn from you, maybe you even got away from your screens, I can't really blame you for that. I call you to be frank with yourself. When and how long for the last time have you been reading a book? And when and for how long have you been browsing kitties on Facebook Reel or in TikTok or in Instagram? Unfortunately, usual books cannot compete with TikTok, with kitties. Put aside even the corporate books. When Max Kotin, Max Hello, and me thought about writing Dodo Book 2, we realized that we're vested with quite a complicated task. What we had to do was to make something that's competitive with TikTok. And what are we competing for? The time of our readership. And we also wanted this product to be not just yet another boring corporate bullshit. We wanted to be inspiring, we wanted to be live and engaging, we wanted it to be a narrative, a story that takes your breath away. And we didn't want this Dodo 2 book to be worse than Dodo 1. We didn't want it to make Fast and Furious 2, actually. And we really didn't know how to get started, how to get going. And today, I will tell you about how we got going, how we started, and how we ended writing a book. The first stage of creating a book, a product like that, is answering a question, who are you doing this for? When we asked this question to ourselves, who are we doing this for, it became quite clear from the outset. It's for our employees, from Pizza House employees, for our current and future ones, for our clients. Because the first book was really liked by people who never worked at Dodo before. And after we researched our audience, we started looking for the best format. We decided to get rid of the script of the story because it has its own limitation. There needs to be a beginning, there needs to be a climax, and there needs to be an end. Our book is more about a culture, and the culture is a living and a breathing thing. It doesn't have a beginning and it doesn't have an end. What was also interesting about the format? When we launched our first Dodo book in 2017, a couple of formats was tested, and a couple of hypotheses were tested. The first hypothesis was that corporate books are never read, and let's produce a comic book instead. Let's make everything pretty simple. Yes. And a couple of cartoons were published like that, just a few copies. The comics were very simple and were very beautiful, lots of pictures, and people got offended. And the feedback we got, come on, why are you treating us like idiots? Like those who can't read. And we realized quite soon that if people are not motivated to read, you can't motivate them to read. People who want to read, they will read. They will always read, and they will of course get offended when they're being treated like complete dodos. That's why, in our Dodo Book 2, we continued the format. We preserved the story format, and we preserved the tone of voice. Why the tone of voice is important? It's mega important, because you are what you say, and you are how you sound. What was also important for us is not to try to show off and demonstrate our intellectual capacities, but to deliver a message across. We wanted our reader to understand us. Coming back to what I said in the beginning, we have a very wide readership, a very wide audience, and some people reading our book might be the ones for whom the Russian language is not a native one. That's why we decisively simplified it. We decisively avoided any extensive and complicated metaphors. and bulky words. Actually, writing simple is very hard, and it's a big challenge personally for me. That's at least one thought that I learned as a lesson. As soon as we identified the audience, the format, and the tone of voice, we started collecting short stories. How did we collect our short stories? When I got prepared for this presentation, I uploaded from my calendar some information, and you will hear an amazing figure right now. According to my Google Calendar, I spent 50, attention please, 50 hours interviewing and talking to people. I interviewed leaders and managers of the managing company. I talked to partners, and thanks a lot to everyone who conversed with me and lended their ears and time. I also did interviews with people from pizza houses, from pizza stores. On Instagram, we launched competitions awarding prizes for the best stories, 50 hours of conversations, and that's discounting telephone conversations. So 50 hours of hard talk. 60, okay, I don't know, but a lot of stories were collected because of that. And out of so many cool stories, how can you choose the best ones to end up in the book? It's a hard choice to make. But the moral helped us. What we selected in the end of the day were the stories that open up and demonstrate and showcase our principles and approaches and values. Because there are so many cool stories out there. But there are not so many stories that teach. There are not so many stories with the essence, with the meaning. After the stories were selected, handpicked, and written down, there came a time when we needed to make our content more diverse. What we got as a heritage from the last book was this amazing thing called a timeline, which tells the story of a company. Some people are just keep moving while I talk. Okay, we also preserved pictures, colorful illustrations that will make text even better and brighter. We preserved the encyclopedia. We also preserved quotes. And what else do you find? You find QR codes. Our book turned out to be quite an interactive piece of reading. By scanning the QR code, you will be able to get to watch exclusive videos. Stop walking by me, please. You can watch exclusive videos that are only accessible if you scan the QR code. So creative stuff is good. All of the illustrations and QR codes, this is all nice and fun, but what was important is to keep the core and stay within the budget, because we realized that it's our partners who will have to pay for the book. And conscientiously and decisively, we decided to print it in just 2 colors, and we chose the standard book option, which is the most popular format in book production. It's very efficient, and only a few waste remains. What's the price? For the set of 2 books? I'm sorry. For the set of 2 books, meaning the first and the second part, you need to pay 150 rubles. According to our data from Dodo Pizza houses, 10 new employees come and join the pizza stores. That's why total costs per month are 1,500 rubles, which is not that much. And apart from just creating, writing, and publishing and producing the second Dodo book, already during the production stage, we thought about repackaging our content, because the first Dodo book turned into a podcast, and that's a great example of how you can repackage your content. And this podcast became very popular. Each episode is being seen and watched and listened to 20,000, 30,000 times. And that's what we're going to do for the second book as well. We will repackage our content, and we will produce a podcast which will be uploaded on our webpage. Right, so we're writing a book. Why are we doing it? What's it in for you? And what of it? Why do we need all those Dodo books? Why corporate literature exists? And when I was thinking to this question, what can I answer to it? I didn't want to go down into commonplace thoughts like you should know and you should love where you live and where you work. I never thought that books are just a cool tool for adaptation and onboarding. These are things that you very well know without even me telling you that. I just wanted to cast a helicopter glance on that. You know, famous professors say that the economy of the future is the economy of knowledge. I think it's wrong. I think the economy of the future is the economy of values. And what's important for our organization today is not just to broadcast its values, but to scale them up and to make them stick. You see, the humanity for so many years haven't yet come up with another perfect way of scaling the values and broadcasting them, but by just telling stories. Because when you tell stories, you can shape a civilization, you can shape a culture, you can create a corporation just by telling stories. So, a story is an important and integral part of a culture. And I believe that the greatest value of Dodo is its culture. Similarly, amazing and unique. This slide is for me to tell thanks to everyone who got engaged. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Vanya. Thank you, Yulia. Thank you, Kirill. Thank you, everyone. All of you. My gratitude goes to you. Thanks a lot for helping us making this book a reality, turning it into something tangible and physical. Thank you for making it happen. Read Dodo Book. Read the first one and read the second one as well. Because Dodo books are not just books about a company. These are books about love and about dedication. I wish everybody a perfect week and ta-ta for now.